2022 is coming to a close, and after countless delays, movies that we've been waiting for hit theaters, and while some have been big stinkers, others are here on the top 10 list, starting with number 10. Jordan Peele's third film left some people scratching their heads at the theater, and because of the less than straightforward story and slightly misleading marketing, a lot of people didn't have the opportunity to give Nope its day in court. From the social commentary and symbolism to the memorable visuals, Nope may not be an M. Night Shyamalan masterpiece, but it definitely deserves a spot for best this year. Number 9. Although horror slashers aren't typically my cup of tea, Ty West was able to create one of the most simple yet elevated horror experiences that I've seen in a long time. It's all about the vibe and performances, enabling X to do the same thing as other movies but better, and I had a total blast with this movie. Number 8. A movie about Nicholas Cage, played by Nicholas Cage, is something I could have only dreamed of, but in 2022, it became a reality. The unbearable weight of massive talent was able to celebrate one of the most entertaining actors of our time, while also giving us a really self-aware and funny movie. And although it's not perfect, if you're a fan of Nick Cage, this movie is utter perfection. Number 7. James Cameron's back 13 years later, and he brought with him a visual epic beyond anything we could have imagined. Avatar: The Way of Water overcomes its issues by giving us one of the most immersive and memorable theatrical experiences you could possibly give someone with the technology that we have today. It may not be in my number 1 spot, but in terms of pure enjoyment and escapism, it's easily number 1. Number 6. Darren Aronofsky's The Whale marks the return of Brendan Fraser in his best role yet. From breathtaking performances to a moving story, The Whale checks every box I could have possibly made for it. And out of this whole list, The Whale is probably the most refreshing. There's nothing to distract us, there's not even a change of scenery, it's just in the performances and the story. And that was such a nice change of pace to have in 2022 and such a great movie. Number 5. Being a massive Batman fan and having The Dark Knight be my favorite superhero trilogy, The Batman had big shoes to fill. Luckily, not only did it fill them, but I think it went up a few sizes. The Batman is now my favorite Batman film, and it's largely thanks not only to the performances, but also to its version of Gotham City. I grew up playing the Arkham games, so I always wanted a Batman movie with a darker and more seedy tone, and that's exactly what The Batman delivered. Even though it's not a perfect movie, The Batman is no doubt one of the best movies this year. Number 4! Steven Spielberg's SemiAutobiography is gaining lots of hype with all of its award nominations, and the hype is well deserved. If you're a movie lover like me, you probably love movies about movies, and that's exactly what this was, and it's one of the best I've ever seen. From the expected strong direction to the touching story and performances, The Fabelmans was an inspirational experience that I will never forget, easily making it one of the best movies this year. Number 3! Everyone, including me, loves to harp on the fact that Hollywood's too CGI happy lately. Well, they must have heard us, because they dropped Top Gun Maverick in our lap, and they're like, here, they're really flying jets. You can see the G's. You can hear the engines. Have fun. And that's exactly what I think everybody did with this movie. Far exceeding the first Top Gun, which is rare for a sequel, Top Gun Maverick took itself a little bit more seriously, and it paid off. The audio, the visuals, everything was just as cinematic and immersive as Avatar, but almost more so because it was real. But before I keep talking about Top Gun for an hour, let's move on. Number 2! Anyone who loves fantasy and medieval movies knows there aren't too many good ones, but when they hit, they hit. Robert Eggers is one of the few directors who's been able to capture the best parts of medieval, Viking time period movies while also infusing his own style into it, making The Northmen not only one of the best films this year, but one of the best films in its genre. That genre being movies like Conan the Barbarian, where The Northman takes the best elements of it and adds a mystical, almost psychedelic element to it that elevates the movie. It was so good that there's only one movie left that could possibly beat The Northman this year. Number 1! Everything Everywhere All at Once hits every beat that a movie can hit in the best and most satisfying way possible. No other movie on this list was able to make me feel the full range of human emotions that I was able to feel while watching this movie. Everything Everywhere All at Once masterfully succeeds in being hilarious, mind-bending, and touching all in the same scene. With such a big concept with so many demands for the audience, very few movies are able to pull the execution off so artfully, while also making the concepts easily understandable and insightful at such a deeply human level. Although it's been a great year for movies, no movie has been able to match the experience I had watching Everything Everywhere All at Once in theaters this year. So guys, that's it for my top 10 best movies of the year. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? Do you have a different top 10? Do you agree with mine? Thank you guys as always so much for watching. I can't thank you enough for all the growth on this channel. It's been an amazing first 4 or 5 months on YouTube. I can't thank you enough for that. I look forward to continue coming out with content next year. I'm having a total blast doing this. Anyway, see you next year.